What is up, Browns Pound? It's your boy Kodiak back with another video. But hey, not a reaction video. Well, not a post-game reaction video. Today we're going to be talking about the Browns trade Austin Corbett to the Los Angeles Rams for an undisclosed draft pick. My instant reaction, who gives a shit? That's my instant reaction. My second reaction is, what a waste. Austin Corbett has literally done nothing. The Browns selected him with the 33rd overall pick in the 2018 draft, which is the first pick of the second round, which is basically a first round pick. And he barely even got on the field at all last year. Same thing with this year. The Browns traded Kevin Zeitler, their starting right guard, to the Giants, expecting Corbett to step up and fill in that role this season. And it never came to fruition. So now, basically, it's just a wash. It's a missed pick. It's a bust of a pick. You know, there's not a whole lot I want to get into about this today, but it's something else I do want to get into, branching off of that, is John Dorsey overrated? Now, before you chew my head off, let's talk about this. I know what John Dorsey's done for the organization. He has definitely improved the Cleveland Browns since taking over as general manager. But have we overhyped him? Because through all this right now, I've heard nobody talk about John Dorsey. I'm not saying the Browns don't have the talent, but I also don't think that he should be let off the hook. So what I want to do in this video is let's go through everything John Dorsey has done, especially in the draft. And you tell me, leave me a comment, let me know. Do you think he's overrated? Do you think John Dorsey has been given too much credit? That's the words I'm looking for. So let's just start off with John Dorsey's draft. Let me wet my whistle real quick. So his first draft last season, 2018, the first pick, Baker Mayfield. We all know that. Now, in my opinion, Baker Mayfield is an unknown. He looked great last year for a rookie. This year, he's had a lot of ups and downs. So I'd like to think that that's a wash. That's an unknown right now. We can't really grade that pick. The next pick, the fourth pick in the draft, the Browns passed on Bradley Chubb, took Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward's hella talented. I'm a High State fan. There's a lot of High State fans that are Browns fans. They know the talent Denzel Ward has. He made the Pro Bowl last year, but he's injury prone. 2 concussions last year. Been out since week 1 with a hamstring injury. We know the talent's there, but the best ability is availability, and he hasn't been available. So in my opinion, that pick right there is another unknown. So Baker, Denzel, unknowns. First pick in the second round, 33rd. Austin Corbett. Well, we know how that went down. He was traded today. First pick in the second round was traded in his second season. So, bust. Then let's jump 3 picks later to pick number 35. In the second round, Nick Chubb. Now, I think we all can say that Nick Chubb is a home run. If you have eyeballs and a brain, you can clearly see that he's a home run. Nick Chubb is one of my favorite players on this team. I love his attitude. I love how he just keeps his head down. He doesn't cause drama. He's just all about work. I call him business. That's what I always say, the business. Because that's what he's about, the business, man. He's hard on himself, and he just wants to be great, and nothing else really seems to matter to him. And I love that about him. In my opinion, Nick Chubb is the most underrated, if not the most underrated player in the league, the most underrated running back. He's top 5, easily, in my opinion. He has it all. He's got a great jump cut, extreme power, gets better as the game goes along. His only weakness right now is, I guess, the passing game. But I know he's really working on that. And they've used him. He catches a lot more balls now than he did in college, that's for sure. Now, I know they had Sony Michel in Georgia, to take over that role. But that's really the one knock on Chubb right now is he a 3-down back? I think he is, and I think, we'll start to see that more. Right now the Browns are putting in Hilliard on 3rd downs instead of keeping Chubb in there. But I did notice this past game that they kept Chubb in there a lot more on 3rd downs, which I think they should. Because once you bring Hilliard in, then they're not going to run the ball pretty much. You're pretty much giving away your play call. So, yeah, Chubb, that's a hit. So, right there, that's one pick for John Dorsey so far that we could say is a hit. Absolutely 100%. Let's go to the 3rd round. Chad Thomas, out of Miami University. Defensive end. Barely even saw the field last year. A 3rd round pick. Greg Williams never even played him. I heard it pissed a lot of people off in the front office that he didn't get no playing time, but I don't know what Greg Williams saw. Maybe he didn't think he was talented enough. Maybe he thought he had a bad attitude. I don't know. But he didn't even play last year, barely at all. That's a 3rd round pick. A 3rd round pick. With where we were at talent-wise last year, a 3rd round pick should have been playing a lot. A 3rd round pick is getting significant playing time for most teams, especially our team last year. Now he's getting playing time this year, and he hasn't done much. I ain't heard. I mean, he's backing up Olivier Vernon or Myles Garrett, one of them. I think he's got 1 sack. I ain't heard much of his name other than that. So, unknown. Do you agree with that? Another unknown. So that gives us 1 bust, 1 hit, and 3 unknowns so far. And then you jump into the 4th round, Antonio Callaway. We know what Antonio Callaway is. We know his skill set. We know Antonio Callaway can be great. Antonio Callaway had 1st round talent, but we all know what Antonio Callaway's problem is. He had problems in Florida. He was suspended his last season in Florida. Then he fails a damn drug test for smoking pot, and he suspended the first 4 games this year. When he did play last year, the first half of the season, he dropped a lot of balls. Now, granted, he did settle in the second half of the year, and we all had high hopes for him. But then he comes into camp out of shape, and he ends up getting suspended. So, Antonio Callaway, in my opinion, is another one of those has the talent guys, but is unknown. Because can you really trust him at this point? I can't. We've been down that road before with Josh Gordon. So, I got to see it to believe it. So, that's 1 hit, 1 bust, and 4 unknowns. 5th round, Jannard Avery. Looked like a great 5th round pick last year. Would come in on 3rd downs, rush the passer. Had 3.5 sacks, I think. I thought he had a bright future. And, he played a little linebacker last year, but so I thought, he was going to have a significant role on this defense this year. I don't even think he's made the active roster on game day once. I don't think he has. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, please. I haven't looked. But I ain't heard his name. I ain't seen him out there. I mean, I can't believe he can't even get in for a pass rush or two. He can't come in and substitute for Vernon on passing downs. In my opinion, he's better than Chad Thomas from what I've seen, because I ain't seen shit from Chad Thomas. Not Chad Thomas, excuse me, Chris Smith. But Chad Thomas too. But Chris Smith. I ain't seen Chris Smith do much. That whole thing with his girlfriend, that was absolutely tragic. And I'm not trying to, throw shade on that or throw shade on him and his family. I'm just saying, as a player on the football field, I haven't seen much from Chris Smith. For not enough to keep Jannard Avery from playing. But the Browns, the coaching staff, front office, whoever, seems to think, he don't have the skill set. Maybe he's one of them guys that has an unknown position. Maybe he don't have the speed to play linebacker full time. I don't know. So that is 2 picks in the first round, Baker and Ward, unknowns. Austin Corbett, bust. He's gone. Nick Chubb, that's a hit. Then Chad Thomas, another unknown. Antonio Callaway, another unknown. Jannard Avery, another unknown. And I can't remember who the Browns took with the 6th and 7th pick. I'm sure, I know their names. I know everybody on the team. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. So let me know in the comments. So from 2018 draft class, we got one for sure guy that we know for sure. Now, I think Baker and Denzel will be fine, in my opinion. But right now, I think we can definitively say one guy, and that's Nick Chubb. So let's go to this year's draft. No first round pick, but you could say we got Odell Beckham. Hey, that's a home run. If you can get Odell Beckham for the 17th pick in the draft, you take that all day. Great pick. Now, more was added with that, with Jabril Peppers. And I think they swapped 3rd rounders or 5th rounders or something. I can't remember. But Odell Beckham. But that's not a rookie. So we'll just forget about that pick because we're talking about draft picks. Rookies. Then we get Greedy Williams in the 2nd round. He's been hurt. Now, I don't think he had any injury issues at LSU, but he's been hurt with Denzel Ward since week 1. He flashed in the preseason, but haven't seen enough. So he's another unknown. 3rd round pick, Sione Takitaki. Is he even playing on defense? I know there was a lot of hype around him, but I don't even think he's getting playing time, is he? He's probably playing on special teams, but I ain't heard his name called. Have you? I haven't. So that's another unknown. 3rd round pick getting no playing time. Does that speak for that he's not as good as they thought he was, or there's just so much talent on the Browns that there ain't no room for him right now? I'd like to believe the latter. Is there just so much talent, but there's no room for him right now? Because I think the plan was for him to take over for Joe Schobert. But, dude, Joe Schobert's playing lights out this year. How are you going to let him go? We'll get into that in another video, but I can see why Takitaki is not getting that much playing time. Because Schobert is playing top-notch right now on a Pro Bowl level. 4th round pick. Who'd we take in the 4th round this year? Was it Mack Wilson? I feel like we didn't get Mack Wilson to the 5th round. Who the hell was our 4th round pick this year? Did we even have a 4th round pick? I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like we did. Oh, yeah. Red wine. Sheldrick Redwine from Miami. I had a brain fart. I think he's played a little bit, but he hasn't taken over the spot for Demarius Randall or Morgan Burnett or even Whitehead. I haven't heard his name called either. Maybe on special teams once. I don't know. You know, like I said, we'll get into some of the current Browns players and their contracts coming up because Demarius Randall's one I want to talk about. But for right now, we'll just stick to this. You know, he's another unknown, in my opinion. And then 5th round, Mack Wilson. Yes, Mack Wilson. Actually, was the kicker first? Was Seibert before Mack Wilson? I can't remember which order they went in. They both went in the 5th round. I can't remember which one went where. We'll just start with Mack Wilson. Mack Wilson seems to be playing good. He had a great preseason. Fell to the Browns in the 5th round. Nobody was expecting him to fall that far. He was rated as the 3rd best linebacker in the draft by a lot of people going into the draft. And he's playing significant playing time now that Kirksey's out for the year. And he seems to look good. I mean, it seems like there's some plays out there that he's a little lost, but he has the athletic ability, and I've seen him make some plays. So I do think he has a bright future. Can I sit here and say for sure that he's a surefire? No. Has he jumped off the screen to me so much that I could say, oh, that's the linebacker, that's our linebacker of the future, or outside linebacker of the future? No. But I have high hopes for him. It's good that he's getting a lot of playing time. Unfortunately, though, Kirko had to go out. I love that guy. Then Austin Seibert. Looked like in the preseason he was trash. He looked like trash in the preseason. He was missing kicks all day long, every day in training camp. Like, I thought for sure we were going to have Greg Joseph as our kicker. And I was not impressed with him at all last year. That dude missed way too many extra points. But second half of the preseason, Seibert started, sounds like he fixed a mechanical issue. And he's been money for the most part since. Made some long kicks in the preseason. He's missed 2 extra points this year. The first one of the year against the Titans. And then he missed that when the Browns scored the 3rd touchdown last week for Seattle, he missed the extra point. And in my opinion, he saw that the kicker from the Seahawks, he saw that ball blow off to the right. The kicker from the Seahawks, when he kicked the extra point, it fucking sailed to the right. And when Seibert went to kick on that same end of the field, he aimed way left because the ball went to the left side. So it's like the wind never caught it. I think that's all that was. You know, we all know it's tough to kick down there. Phil Dawson could tell you that. That's why he was so great. Should be a Hall of Famer, by the way. I know they don't put many kickers in the Hall of Fame, but Phil Dawson should be. 6th rounder this year. I can't remember. So going back, we know there's a lot of unknowns in this draft, which are still rookies. You know, they say it takes 3 years to really even grade a draft, which I agree. This is just for this video purposes. But I think really the only thing, you know, we know that Greedy Williams has some talent, and we know that Mack Wilson has some talent, and all the other guys are unknown. Austin Seibert seems to be pretty good. You know, hopefully, but kickers, man, they could be good one year and just fall off the fucking rail the next. So that's hit or miss with kickers. Hopefully he could be our kicker for a long time because there ain't nothing worse than losing the game to kicking problems. Missed kicks. I mean, that's terrible. So, and then I can't remember in the 6th round. I don't remember. I know we drafted that. I think it was Thomas out of Tulsa. One of those kids out of Tulsa, the corner from Tulsa. I'm not even sure. Did he make the team? Was it Tavier Thomas or something like that? I can't remember his name exactly. Or is he on a practice squad? I can't remember. I don't remember. But just from all the picks we went over for 2 years, 2 drafts from John Dorsey, we could say one guy and Nick Chubb is a surefire thing. Everybody else is a lot of unknowns or busts. So, is John Dorsey overrated? I think, and here's my opinion. I think John Dorsey has done more for the Browns in free agency and trades than he has in the draft. That's my opinion. Although, I know we traded for Jarvis, which I love Jarvis Landry. Love that dude to pieces. He's the heart and soul of this team, in my opinion. But Carlos Hyde, gone. Tyrod Taylor, gone. That was one trade. And I know he traded for some backup offensive linemen. The other big trade was he traded Zeitler for... he basically traded Zeitler and Peppers for Odell and Vernon. And if you watch my last video, you know my opinion on Vernon. He's done nothing for me this year so far. I know he forced that one fumble, but to me, it seems like a lot of times that dude takes plays off. You see him with his head down and like he just don't even give a shit. But that's just my opinion. I'm not out there. I don't know the guy. But was it worth giving up our starting right guard? He ain't showed me that kind of talent yet. So, you tell me, is John Dorsey overrated? Or has he received too much hype and not enough criticism? That's what I ask you. Leave me some feedback. Leave me a comment. You know, I love to communicate with you guys. I love talking Browns football. I could talk about it all day, any day. I think that's all I got for today. I'm going to be posting another video soon about where we are at the bye week. So a preview or grading the season, in my opinion, where we are from week 1 through week 6 going into the bye week. And then getting ready for New England. With that being said, I appreciate all of you. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.